and the Caddo Commission and the Unified Development Code and the Metropolitan Planning Commission. You started off.
My question to him was, what do the residents want to happen? Do they want the master plan thrown out? Do they want the UDC thrown out? Do they want to be removed from that buffer zone? What would they like to see happen?
All three. They want the buffer zone gone, they want the UDC gone, and they want the 2030 master plan gone. Because what the 2030 master plan is the disease. The UDC is just a symptom of that disease.
But there will be people that say the UDC's been good for Shreveport, that it's made lots of improvements, and Shreveport loves it.
I haven't met those people.
Okay.
I haven't met anyone that said that.
Okay.
When you and how many folks were at the meeting yesterday? Would it be, am I nuts to go more than 500?
I don't know the answer to that question. The inside was full, and there were about 50 or 60 in the spillover.
In the other room.
The two grassroots. There's an organization.
Rural Caddo Citizens, something like that.
Yeah, Rural Caddo Parish Community, a Facebook page that everybody should go to. They've had 2 meetings.
It really simplifies things too. If this seems complex to you, when you were there yesterday, when all the folks were speaking and this whole topic came up. As you have explained this to Caddo commissioners, and you had sort of proffered the idea, I don't think a lot of them read this. Did you see a lot of wide-eyed Caddo commissioners yesterday?
Actually, I wasn't there yesterday. I actually watched it online. I had another meeting I had to be at, but yes, online I did see that.
If you were an attorney, if you had to read people's minds, what do you think? What was going through the Caddo commissioners' minds yesterday?
I would think some of them had wished they had more research, and I think some of them are afraid they're going to lose control.
Okay, so Aaron,
what happened? What did they vote on anything? Is it delayed 2 weeks? What's going to happen?
They put it off to review it.
Okay.
Aaron, you started a question off the air, and I said no. Ask him this on the radio. That we got on the text line earlier about your old property.
Yeah, I lived for many years on the north side of Cross Lake on a property that had a few acres, had a circular drive. My ex-husband still lives there, and you can enter on one side of the property and exit on the other side of the property. Is that something that would be illegal under this UDC?
That's my understanding. Yes, I haven't read that personally myself, but there's. It all the way to if you're going to have piano lessons at your house, they tell you what time of day and how many students you can have. This is social engineering down to the last degree of your life.
So when do they take a note? Do you know how many circular drives there are at some of these big, beautiful homes? Are they going to notify all these people that you have to tear up your driveway?
Well, my understanding is you're grandfathered in until you have to get a permit to do some type of change, and then you have to come up to code.
Wow. So if you want to put an outer building on your property, you have to go apply for a permit, then you have to tear your driveway up?
And that's the way it reads, yes.
Wow. So have people been paying the fines? Are they paying them in protest? What's going on?
It's my understanding that the Caddo Parish Commission has told the MPC to hold collecting those fines for right now until a review takes place.
Okay. What's next for the residents? What should they do? What can they do?
Well, they're going. I believe they're trying to make allies out of the commissioners, particularly, and hopefully the Shreveport City Council too, the ones that live in the city limits. And we have full faith that the commissioners will do their due diligence and give the community what they want. So that's the first step.
But Danny, we spent 2 years or better studying, working on, having public hearings, having meetings to put this UDC in place, to get this thing rolled out and adopted. And all that would be wasted if we throw it out?
You hope so.
Isn't there some good in it? Didn't we spend some of the time wisely?
I would say the answer to that question is no.
Danny, throw the whole thing out?
Well, throw the 2030 master plan out and have a local group of people come in that we get if inside the city limits wants a UDC code, we already have codes out in rural Caddo Parish outside that boundary. Mm-hmm. So that would apply to that 5 mile radius. Inside the city limits, they could draw up a code that Shreveporters believe fit Shreveport, not somebody from Boston, Massachusetts.
I know if you came to me and told me when I could have piano lessons at my house, or how many horses I could have on my land, or where I could park my boat on my property outside the city limits. I'm leaving. I'm moving out of your town. I'm going to Texas. I'm going to Bossier. I'm going to Stonewall. Do they not get that?
You know, I don't understand that. I don't know if I have an answer to that question.
But the point being, these people, these property owners, these citizens of Louisiana, and proudly so, they have decided, no, I'm not packing up. No, I'm not surrendering. No, I'm not giving in to this what they see as a governmental overreach. I mean, you literally, you and the people in this organization, rural Caddo Parish community, you guys see this, and the way you're describing it, I can't disagree with you, as this big brother thing.
And then that's correct. You know, Big Brother's affecting us all over this country. We can't leave here and get away from it. We're drawing a line in the sand. We're going to fight it here. I listened to a testimony of an elderly man the other day that lives in that 5-mile buffer, that is retired. He's on fixed income. And he said if he had to bring his place up to code, he'd have to sell his place and move into town, into apartment.
So once again, the Caddo Commission is as of now, we're going to take some time. We're going to take another look at the whole thing. And then do you hope they'll vote on it and just throw out the whole UDC? Just sort of like Trump and the Paris Climate Accords. We're just not paying attention to that.
Exactly.
We're pulling out of it.
You know, sometimes we make a mistake in life. We just screw up. Well, we just got to own up to it, man up, woman up, fix it.